So we've always had a PIM in Ucommerce, and we keep investing in it, making it more and more powerful. And today we're introducing derived definitions. The idea with derived definitions is to improve data quality by reducing duplication. So you don't have to repeat yourself so much. And while it's a simple feature, it does actually open up for some pretty advanced scenarios that we're going to take a look at today. The first one is one you're familiar with from the PIM world, specifications. So the idea here is that you have a bunch of data that sort of repeats itself down, and you need to attach that to a product. And I'll give you an example of what that could look like with a real customer. So we have a customer here that sells steel piping, essentially, right? And there are B2B, so they have these sort of like inside baseball dimensions like YD, YD2, GT, and so on and so forth. But take my word for it, they're specifications. And the way you model this is that you set up your product like this. So you have a pipe definition and a bunch of others, maybe depending on what other types of products you're selling. It has a SKU, sales units, things that pertain to the pipe itself. With derived definitions, you can add in additional stuff that's located on a separate definition like this. So they inherit, the product inherits traits from both of them instead of just one. And so in this case here, the specifications definition holds all the additional stuff, and it can be reused across other types of definitions as well if you want to. So it saves you from repeating yourself over and over again if these are specifications that are used again and again on other products. And what's cool about it is because it sort of fits within the PIM of Ucommerce, it's indexed to our search engine. And so the filters here are just sort of a native capabilities that you can opt into. You'll notice that not all of the specifications are set up as filters. These are selectable. It's an optional thing whether you want that to flow out, but you can still use them in a product listing like the one we're looking at here. So it's quite handy for scenarios like this. Another scenario is search engine optimization. So we all have to bow down to the almighty Google, of course. And so it means that we have to enrich our products with search engine optimized text, titles, and things like that. It's not really part of the core product data, but it's still something that needs to live on the product to make sense, right? So we can use derived definitions to do that. And I took my shirt example from before. So it has a SKU, it has size, color, material. So things that pertain to the shirt, but not to Google. Well, it may, but that's up to you whether you want to use it for that. And using derived definitions, you can add in another, we can call it a specification, but another definition that holds all that metadata for the shirt. So SEO, title, and whatever else Google wants to enrich the thing. And of course, because it is multiple I don't know, you can use it many times. You can also use it for shoe definition and trousers and so on and so forth. So you don't have to repeat yourself when you set all this stuff up. Super handy. We wanted to take it a step further and support another scenario we call mix and match. So if we circle back to the steel pipes from before, where we set up the pipe and we set up the specifications of the pipe, it's also possible to have products inherit traits from multiple different places, not just one. So in this case, our pipe includes specifications, but it can also include that metadata from before, from our shirt example, because it kind of makes sense that you also search engine optimize for more complex products like this. So that's sort of some of the stuff you can use derived definitions for. In the last product update, we introduced bespoke field editors, so the ability to change these bits of UIs that you use to then edit all that data that you set up. And of course, this works for derived definitions as well. So if you have non-standard specifications and you need a certain editing experience around it, you can extend Ucommerce to do it with all new user experiences. It just works. So the PIM enhancement of our derived definitions, it increases data quality by reducing duplication. You can do product specifications now. You can do search engine optimizations as just two examples. It can be used for many other things as well. But those are just sort of a couple of concrete scenarios to give you a sense of what it can do. You can also use multiple specifications together if it makes sense. You can do search and facet enabling on those specifications. It's optional, so you don't have to, but it's there. It's just a a little enablement, and off we go. And there's support for non-standard specifications as well, if you need that, so you can extend with new stuff. That is, after all, the bread and butter of Ucommerce, that if we don't do it out of the box, we've made certain that you can do it yourself if you need to. And I use the PIM as like the showcase of this, but definitions and derived definitions really underpin the entire Ucommerce platform. So derived definitions is available across the entire platform in all of our apps, as you will see in a moment. So that's derived definitions. I think you'll really enjoy the flexibility you get out of that.